Modern Horizons 3 is here. Well, it is when this stops downloading, and we're going to play the best deck in Modern. We're going to play it in Timeless. That's right. Rakdos Scam is happening, everyone. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic Mana Dad here. This is the channel where we play what is good in Magic. What is good today? MH3, day one on Arena. Playing this deck. I don't really play on MTGO, so I don't really play Modern, so I haven't had a chance to actually play this deck until now. And boy, RIP your wild cards. Definitely save up. Grief is 4 mythics. Fury is 4 mythics. I mean, you got other stuff. It is timeless. All right, it's the card. It's the format that's going to eat your wild cards. But what is this deck? If you don't know, we'll go through the cards, then we're going to play it, and you're going to learn along with me how to play this deck. I mean, I've seen some people play it online, but I think there's a lot of sophistication to it, at least when the pros play it, there is. What's not sophisticated is the scam. The scam is the elementals. The main one here being Grief. It's a 3/2 menace. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card. That player discards that card. So it's a discard card, but you can evoke it by exiling a black card from your hand. So you can cast it for free on turn 1, essentially getting a Thoughtseize. Now, evoke means it's going to die. That's sad. But there are ways to bring it back. We can reanimate it here in Timeless, not available in Modern. We can also use spells like Not Dead After All, which is like, you know, when it dies, it comes back to the battlefield tapped, in this case with a Wicked roll, so it's going to get +1/+1, and if the aura ever goes to the graveyard, they're going to lose a life, just as an extra soupçon on top, as Jon Stewart would say. So that is Grief. The main thing we want in our opening hand, Grief, a card that we can pitch, and a black card that we can pitch, and something to bring it back like Not Dead After All or Reanimate. We're gonna just rip apart whatever hand our opponent kept. Hopefully that's just it. They scoop right after that. They can't come back from that. We've got a 3/2 menace on the board. If for some reason they're resilient, this card, Fury, is actually banned in Modern at the moment, not yet in Timeless. So if anybody tries to play small creatures, we can do the Fury thing, and we can deal 4 damage divided as we choose among any number of creatures and or planeswalkers, and it also can evoke. So of course we're going to have a lot of things that have both black and red. Well, maybe not a lot, but we're going to have some options. Angrath's Rampage being one, Cruxa being one, Molten Collapse, which maybe if you don't know, if you haven't been paying attention to some of the recent sets, choose one if you descended this turn, meaning just something went to the graveyard from anywhere. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. So pretty good actually in Timeless, because a lot of things are 1 or less, just because of the nature of the format. I mean, look at our curve here. We got Dark Ritual is legal in Timeless. You can't play that in Modern. We got Fatal Push. We got the Thoughtseize, the Lightning Bolt, and Ragavan. I was watching a video by Modern Brewer named Aspiring Spike, very well regarded. He was talking about a deck. He said Ragavan was the worst card in this deck. So that's the power level we're talking about with MH3, with the new cards. Of course, Bowmasters. We can run 4 of Bowmasters. And we do get some new fetch lands, not to be skipped over. Verdant Catacombs, Marsh Flats are coming in here. We've even got exciting stuff in the sideboard. We've got another copy of these bring back spells, in this case Undying Malice. If you wanted to run more than 4 Not Dead After Alls, or if you don't have the wild cards to get all the reanimates, you can just replace it with a common Undying Malice and get, 95% of the juice out of it. Legion's End, Angrath's Rampage, Blood Moon. I think a normal sideboard for this has a bunch of Blood Moons. A lot of times, you're going to try to rip up the hand of your opponent and then lock them out with Blood Moon and just kind of win from there. So I copied a lot of sideboard cards. I don't know if any of these are things, but if you check my decks list, it's the sort of like sideboard I started with that I sent out to members, by the way, about 2 weeks ago. So if you remember, you can get early access to stuff like this. But I'm expecting everybody to be playing this deck. We're going to find out. If it's all mirror matches, we're going to come back in here and we're going to start main decking Leyline of Sanctity, which is, of course, if it's in your opening hand, you can put it onto the battlefield. You have hexproof. So they can't grief us. We can grief them. It's going to be a lot of fun. That is the deck. Woo! Okay, I'm pumped to see this. I hope you are too. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm going to hopefully be doing a lot more Timeless this week as we explore all these new MH3 Modern Horizon 3 cards. I think my video is very stuttery, but thanks for putting up with it. Let's go and see Rakdos Scam in action. Okay, so it turns out a lot of people are playing Scam, so we're going to do main deck Leyline. Begin Big David, 96. Big David. Okay. Well, we've got the grief. We've got the ley line. Yeah, let's keep it. We got the full scam. Question is, do we try to Thoughtseize our opponent and reanimate whatever we Thoughtseize? Or do we just pitch the Thoughtseize to the grief? I think we just pitch the Thoughtseize to the grief. Okay, they kept a hand of 5 cards, by the way. Oops, okay. So, gotta go full control, cast with Evoke, exiling Thoughtseize. Oh, wait, we don't have to hold full control because we're doing reanimate, so. Okay, so they have Fatal Push, Ragavan. They have a reanimate. Do we care about their reanimate? They can Fatal Push our guy, so let's get rid of that for sure. And then we'll bring back Grief. And we'll take. Do we take reanimate or do we take their Ragavan? I mean, their hand is kind of useless. Yes. With reanimate for now. Will be a bit sad if they draw removal. Oh, there we go. We got not dead after all. So this only gives us hexproof, not our graveyard, I believe. So I believe they could still reanimate something in our graveyard. Of course, they could reanimate from their own graveyard, where they do have a Ragavan. Actually, I shouldn't have let them keep reanimate. I should have let them keep Ragavan. I don't know. They're not. They're saving their reanimate though. They're not using it. Interesting. Dark Ritual could be handy at some point. Doing the grief beatdowns here. Okay, Bowmasters. They're going to attempt to kill the grief. Oh, opponent, I'm so sorry. Oh, and they're going to let me kill the Bowmasters? Thank you. And there goes your reanimate. I think you were probably counting on bringing back Bowmasters with. And now we have a 4/3 menace. Does still die to Lightning Bolt. Big David, 96, hanging in there. Hang in there, Big David. I am on 1 land, so if they can just remove this grief, they've got some time to catch up. Potentially. And it's going to get a red source to cast these Ragavans. Coming in hot for 4. 2-turn clock. What do they draw? Big David. Big David scoops it up. And Big David just got scammed. Up against Mana Vault. Mana Dad versus Mana Vault. Great card, Mana Vault. Okay, so we potentially have a Scam Grief turn 1. I'm going to keep it. How do I do evoke? Cast with evoke. Sorry, Ragavan. Still have a chance to respond to the trigger, right? Target any number of creatures, submit 0, and then, oh, what? Okay. Well, we're down to 15 on turn 1. We still have not dead after all. Oh, okay, they're going to grief us. I do think a 3/3 double strike beats 3/2 menace. Probably just take the fatal push. Okay, they didn't have the scam either. Oh, no, they did have the scam. Scam reanimate. They take not dead after all, potentially. Yeah, so we really should have used not dead after all, because then we could have reanimated, you know, stuff that's in their graveyard. Not super great. But they're at 14. Soon to be 8. They have 5 cards in hand. We have 1. Ooh, we got griefed. We got griefed real good. They seem to be going for the actually be able to hardcast Leyline plan, maybe, with Godless Shrine here. I'm not even sure they kept a hand. Oh, they did keep a hand with more than 1 land. Okay. Interesting. Abzan scam. Could be some new tech. That's for 3. I'm going to go ahead and crack this. Let's do a surveil. Try to get something. Try to get something going. Not dead after all. We don't need another one of those. What do we draw? Cruxa! Big part of your hand. Thoughtseize, they weren't interested in using. I'll attack. Cruxa should be good in a meta where people are just ripping cards out of your hand. Because already we've got 5 cards to exile, so we just need 2 more mana. Can't quite get there with a... I guess if we got a red source and a dark ritual, then that would be enough. At that point, just get 2 lands, right? Okay. Well, they have to block here. I guess they could eat Cruxa from the graveyard, gain some life. Sure did. Roll of Kaza Doom. Okay. They got another reanimate. Well, they can't bring it back with reanimate, actually. Troll is definitely a consideration for this deck. I just didn't know where to fit it. Opponent plays a Pixel Swamp. Briefs again. I guess I'll just cast this on Fury. They can take the Leyline. We weren't going to be casting that anyway. We have no white mana. jump here. It's coming down. It's coming down to it. Can they deal 5? Do they get a... They don't have lightning bolt, probably. Gonna have to jump. Fury could go all the way. And, yeah. Pay that life. Get a swamp, though. I don't want to pay any more life. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. White Orchid Phantom. Blows up the Raucous Theater. This is a card a lot of people are interested in. 2/2 flying first strike. Okay. Violating the spirit of the reserve list, by the way. 2/2 flying first strike spirit. Better than, was it called Thunder Spirit? And when it enters, destroy up to 1 target non-basic land. They destroyed their own land. Interesting. Okay. I don't know why they would do that. Just get rid of their green source. I'll decline. That's lethal unless they got a removal spell. Whew, okay. Got there. Gonna scam ya. Okay, okay. Verdant Catacombs. I mean, we've got the scam. Let's keep it. Up against Kahira the Orphan Guard, which you don't see every day. Crack this. I wish we were Death Shadow here with the damage we're going to do. Blood Crypt. Pay 2 life. Need that red for Oregavan. Okay, so let's hold full control. Grief. Cast with Evoke. Exile Cruxa. But not dead after all. Resolve. X on the stack. Guess we want to not dead now. Resolve all, I think. Yeah. So we're going to get to take 2 cards out of their hand. We picked up the Beanstalks. I think they definitely take Leyline Binding. Does it matter if we take 1 up the Beanstalk, or do we just take Minsk and Boo, and then I guess they get some good chances to draw into stuff. But it might be a while. Submit to. What am I doing? Choose a non-land card. Uh-oh. Did we hit a bug? I think we did. Don't select more than 1 card, apparently. Submit 1. There we go. Okay. And Minsk and Boo. Okay. Weird that it did that. Choose a non-land card from that player discards that card. Ooh. And potentially grief number 2. You ready to scoop yet, opponent? I'm getting Omnath. Cracks the Windswept Heath. Goes to 13. It's a Triumph. And probably just plays Beans here. Beans it is. Sure. If we hit a land, we can grief him again. which would be pretty... Oh, they got Fury. Okay, okay. So they're Omnath Elementals. And dealing 4 to the Grief. Okay. So it goes. That goes to the graveyard. What do we get? We do hit a land. Question is, do we just run out Ragavan? Or do we... let's see what's in their hand. Just in case they've got something good. Solitude. Okay. Up to Beanstalk number 2. Depending on how many elementals they got in their hand, they might just be able to really mess with us. And of course, if each creature in their deck is an elemental, that might be why they're able to run Kahira. Can they not run? I guess they can't run Gigantha. Some of these have the double pip. They did get Solitude. Okay. Pretty good. Get to draw 2 cards. They use 2 cards, but they draw 2 cards. They're going to take out the Grief. What do we hit? Give us our own beans. How about that? Swords to Plowshares. Okay. Okay. End the turn for now. Swords to Plowshares, aka the not as good version of Solitude. Cracks the Windswept Heath. What we want to see from them is they buy Kahira, and then we just lightning bolt it. Continue to hit in with Ragavan. The deck should have a lot of lands. They bought Kahira. They're not doing anything exciting. Hit another land, so we're not doing that much that's exciting either. Let's see if they're just going to pitch Kahira to Solitude. If they do, that's okay. We got another Ragavan. Oh my goodness. They did have another Solitude. Got to give them a nice for that. Solitude number 3. Money pile to the max. They crack Windswept Heath. And they find maybe Surveil Land. Yep. Called it. S3SH. Sounds like some kind of shell code. You getting into terminal on me, opponent? Misty Rainforest. There's a new one. New fetch here. New-ish. I guess you've been able to buy them for a couple weeks. Okay. Fury. Maybe I should have taken up the Beanstalks. Was that the mistake I made here? Oh, and the Fury stuck around. They hardcast that. Okay. Well... I think we can take a hit from Fury. Let's get the Fable going. We can take 6 damage from Fury. Opponent's hand is just still full of cards. Annoyingly. It's a great example, though, of the money pile deck and how it works. They do play line binding. I think we might have to scoop. They're just drawing too many cards off these beans. I think we totally made the wrong call in what we eliminated with our scam. Okay, they do have to spend 2 leyline bindings to get rid of 1 Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We could hope that all 7 of these cards are lands. Also, if we can get a reanimate, we could reanimate their Fury. Down to 16. Ooh, okay. This really is not great. Hey, what are we talking about? Let's Fury. Let's take out... Take out the Fury, deal 1 to the Oko.
Hear your truth.
That's the turn. I think we want to save this 6 damaged right for the face. They can make the food a 3/3, which would be, guess what the lightning bolt would be for, potentially. There's a good chance, I guess, well, they've used up 3 of their 4 solitudes. The chance they're out of solitudes, but we did see they have swords to plowshares. So how many more swords to plowshares are they running? I don't know, Fury, okay. And how many more Furies are they running? How many more cards are in their deck? They got 24 cards in there. We got 46. They want the full 4 damage to our Fury. Mix another food. I'm going to save this lightning bolt, I guess. Should I just go lightning bolt to face? Is that our win condition here is just drawing a lightning bolt off the top, potentially? They're tapped out. They can't do any of the foods. I'm just going to go for it. And a Blackleaf Cliffs. Pretty much GG's. Now they can crack those foods and get out of reach. So, maybe that was the wrong line.
I invite you to change your ways.
Hit us for 9. We kept the lightning bolt, we would have only gotten hit for 3. And they play an Omnath. Okay. Yeah. Just mean as Arena like slower and stutterier or alright. That's a scoop. But cool to see. Cool to see beans in action. Money pile beans. Ridiculous deck. Absolutely ridiculous. Did we have fun in the match? I think we did. Got to give it up to opponent for allowing us to pick the wrong cards in the scam. Should have picked beans, obviously. So, we'll find out what other people are playing. And if people beat us, find out what beats scam. Because you know a lot of people going to be playing it. Well, we have turn 1 Grief. We don't have the full scam with it. But we have the ley line. I think we'll keep this. So they're on Luris, so they might not be scam. We could just do turn 2 Grief. Oh, okay. Well, the Demon King did not want to see what we had. We're scamming. I want to scam it with you. We're scamming. Against Jester's Cap. Man, I remember when Jester's Cap was such a sick card, and I got one in Ice Age starter deck box. Not super fan of this hand. If we had a Grief, it would be a scam hand. We do get Leyline of Sanctity. We don't have a second land to get Bowmasters, which would be kind of our only threat. So I think we'll just mulligan. And what the heck? We'll go down to 5. And we'll keep this. We got like at least a Thoughtseize here. Let's ditch with Fury. And well, Shieldred could be coming out pretty fast with the Dark Ritual. Huh. Do we risk? I didn't think we risked dropping the Leyline of Sanctity. I guess, do we risk losing a land? Or do we just... Maybe we'll just lose the Thoughtseize. So we probably, with the Leyline, we buy a turn. Submit. Bloodstained Mire, pass the turn. Even crack it for our Surveil land. Jezder. Oh, Jezder's playing white. Might actually see some different cards here. So Surveil it. Araucus Theata. Ragavan. Yeah, sure. We'll keep the old Ragavan. Dark Ritual. Turn to Shieldred. Mana Tithe! Oh! Okay. Gotta give him a nice for that. Was not expecting that. Well, let's pay the 2 life now, so just in case they try to up Ragavan. Although I don't think you can Mana Tithe the dash. It's like some kind of mono white control. Reprieves. Okay. Well, we'll just play it then. How about that? Jester's Cap living up to their name. Giver of runes. Esper Sentinel. Sure. Tech in with Ragavan. Make sure it comes back. We can pay that. What you got, opponent? A lot more cards than us. We did do some serious mulliganing. Let's see. With the Archivist of Ogma. Does the Giver of Runes just give it protection? Protection from red. The Ragavan's back. They lose a life, but not the most successful attack. Wedding announcement. Okay. Well, we really need to be able to rip apart that hand or get something other than Leyline Sanctity. Jester's Cap gets an elegant parlor. Possibly just for the Surveil. We'll keep on top. So far, we've only seen white cards. Invasion of Gobakan. Yeah, you can take my Leyline. Oh wait, that's a different one. The one they attack it flips and it makes stuff. Force them to use one of their Giver of Runes. Oh no, they use it on that guy. So I guess we got no blocks and they just get to flip it. I think they get to draw a card. Looked like they drew an extra card. Am I crazy? Well, we have an attack potentially here, or not. Attacks and creatures entering the battlefield. Well, I guess we want to get rid of Doorkeeper Thrall. A Fury would be real primo. A Fury and another mana to cast it, or another red card to pitch too. Oh, so I had to do the Giver of Runes because it's another creature. Okay. I think we're just dead. See what we draw on the next draw. Ah, it was because of the wedding announcement. Oh, we draw Shieldred. For sure we're just dead. They got us. Mono white control. Cool card though. Cool card. Cool deck. Okay, so what can we say about Rakdos Scam? Everybody's playing it. Definitely main deck the ley lines, at least maybe these first couple days. Boy, we could have used a ley line against that Beans deck, huh? Or maybe not, actually. None of their stuff targeted us. So maybe that's the key. Maybe play Beans instead. But other than that, I pretty much like this build. Reanimate, I think, is really good. Definitely do get a little more value if you've got the rare wild cards, running that instead of, another couple Undying Malices. Bowmasters was just a non-factor. Probably would have been decent against that mono white deck. But anyways, we went 3-3. I don't have the untapped recording set up. One was a win to a scoop, which I probably won't even put in the video. But I guess if I did, and you've watched this far in the video, and you want to let everybody know that you watched this far, leave a hashtag. You did put in the scoop. And other than that, I don't know. Shieldred might be just like too slow in this new meta. Just too much of a tempo loss if it can get removed. I took out a couple Furies to put in the Leyline of Sanctities, but maybe run more Furies, run fewer Shieldreds, and definitely mulligan hard for the Grief. Maybe don't need 4 of Ragavan, as scandalous as it is to say. But the Dark Rituals, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how this deck, how it develops. Dark Ritual is just so powerful. The ability to Dark Ritual out of Grief on turn 2, hardcast it, is pretty nice, and it gives you a little more options for hands to keep. Maybe you want to run another Thoughtseize, because it's just a great card to pitch to the Grief anyway. And Proxus seems like pretty good in the deck, maybe more than one of. I believe I do have at least one in the sideboard. No, I don't. But you can do that. In the description, we'll have the link to the deck list on Moxfield. So if you're enjoying this kind of stuff, leave a comment. Let me know. Give me some comments. I know I did a lot of bad gameplay, but if there was something I didn't comment on live that you've caught, leave a comment and educate us all with your magic wisdom. Especially if you're a modern player who knows how to scam with the best of them, definitely will need some tips with this deck. And tips how to beat this deck, because it looks like everybody is playing it. Okay, that's it. Watch some other fun videos. New Timeless videos coming out very soon. Bye-bye.